Happy Wednesday. How are you? My name is Uniris Estevez, and I want to speak to you today about a word that has been in my heart, and it's patience. And it's one of those words that it's hard for us when we are on a journey to improve our lives, or even on just life as a journey itself. Because if you're like me, you want to see something happen like that, right? But this morning, as I was reflecting, I paused to think about God's work in my life. Hi, Carmen, how are you? I stopped to pause on looking at God's work in my life, and I understand that I am a masterpiece in His hands. So that means a masterpiece is almost like a big puzzle. So we have a huge, amazing part that makes us who we are, right? But it is made up into different parts. Hi, Damari. And we don't get to see the full picture until it is completely completed or finished, right? And sometimes we can get desperate because we wish we had a crystal ball to see where are we being led to, like what is the purpose of all of this, right? But unfortunately, there's a process, and in the journey we have to be patient. And when we are patient, we learn different things about ourselves. So I'll share with you something that I'm familiar with, right? I'm familiar with being overweight. Not all of my life, but after having 2 children, after having 2 C-sections, I just piled on weight and I couldn't let go of it. So I was always seeking fast ways of getting rid of my weight. And I would try, fast gimmicks, things that would make me lose the weight fast because I just wanted to get rid of it, right? But I didn't want, and I realized today that what I was avoiding was working through the patience of getting rid of it so that I would never have it again. And so it's almost like I needed to stay focused on what I was doing. So it took a lot of time and effort and food and, junk to build up the excess weight. So now the same thing was going to happen, but in reverse, to help me eliminate that and to keep it off from me for the long haul, right? So this morning, the word came to me, and bear with me, I don't know the specific Bible verse where it's located, but as I was journaling, it came up, and it's, the one who started a good work in you, he will complete it. So no matter how long the journey feels, how hard the process is, you are going to get to your end goal if you're patient with yourself. If you understand that you are in the process of being done over, of being created as a masterpiece, right? And each piece is like a building block, making you into the person you were created to be. So don't underestimate the challenge. Don't even underestimate the people that come in your life in the time and in the moment where they come in, because they're all part of the puzzle. They're all part of the process. They're all part of your story. They're all part. Philippians 1:6. Okay, thank you, Damari. That's where it says, the one who started a good work in you, he will complete it. And we have to be patient with ourselves. Even our setbacks are meant to teach us the lesson on something that once we learn, because to me, every setback shows me where I need to evaluate and where I need to now figure out how to change course, or what to pay attention to or what not to pay attention to, right? So it sort of helps me evaluate, what am I doing that is making me push back. And sometimes that is I'm focusing too much on what other people are thinking. Sometimes it is I'm focusing too much on getting results right away. Sometimes I'm focusing on being perfect and doing things, from A to Z without fail. And that is not normal. It's not godly. Like, I have to understand I'm going to have setbacks. I have to understand that I'm not perfect. I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes. But in these moments of evaluation, that's when I get to kind of like readjust and kind of like put myself back into play and say, I got this. The only thing I can do in a setback is turn around and go back, because then all that effort and all that hard work I put to get there, I now squashed it. I now eliminated it, and now I have nothing left. So each statement, each like setback that I have, I use it. And when I write down in my journals, I realize that those setbacks are used to be the pieces to write my story of victory later on. And I can't see that while I'm in the storm. But later when I get out of the storm, I realize what that piece that was painful and very hurtful at the moment, what that piece was doing to me. It was making me stronger, and it was making me resilient, and it was making me a better person. Okay? I really, when I'm in the process, I have to be patient, and I have to understand that I won't be able to see the big picture, but when everything is finished, I will understand why. Now I'm going to share something with you that came to mind the other day that I haven't shared, and I don't know why. Maybe because of fear of what other people would think of. But I choose to let go of fear, and I choose to be who I am, because that's God's purpose in my life. So during one very difficult time in my personal journey of life, I was unemployed, and I had moved out of state, and I was relocating into a new state. And at this point, I had no job. My husband had found a job where he had to travel out of state, so we had one vehicle to our name. The only thing that I knew I could find a job was in substitute teaching. At the moment, I did not have my degree completed. So I needed to find a position that would give me per diem days. And I needed a car to get from point A to point B. And I had my son at the moment, so I had to travel to bring him to the babysitter and to then get myself to work. And in the state I was living was Connecticut, and there was not a lot of public transportation. There's no trains like easy access, or if you're going to wait for buses, it's going to be very hard and difficult, or you're going to walk a lot. So I've always counted on my earthly father, and he's always been my backbone, my provider, my one that I can always rely on for support. So I came to him at the moment, and he had a car dealer at the time, and I said to him that I was in need of a car. And his response to me at the moment was, I can help you, but you have to put it under your credit card. And now I had no job. My credit cards were maxed, and I didn't have a credit card to give to him. But at the moment, that was his response to me, that he could help me, but I needed to put it down on my credit card. So that was a blow in my character. That was a blow to Uniris, the daughter who always relied on her earthly father for financial support, for everything I ever needed, right? And I was upset. In my human nature, I was distraught. I felt let down. I felt as an abandoned child, like pushed to the side and go suffer, right? Very dramatic. But I was young, and that's what happened. Later on in the picture, as my story unfolded, I realized that piece of my story had to happen, because my eyes and my heart were set on having a father on earth that could supply all of my needs. I did not resort to my Father in heaven, the one who is the owner of gold and silver, the one who has the keys to the gates of heaven that can open up and flow in overabundance. I didn't rely on him. I came to my earthly father first. And he, my heavenly Father, wanted to teach me to rely on him and to watch and see if he wasn't going to provide. I had to swallow my ego. I had to humble myself, which was part of the process, which was part of my story, which was part of the journey. And today I thank God for allowing me to go through that point. So I say all of this to you because sometimes we feel negative feelings towards people because they are not giving us what we expect from people. But God wants you to put your trust and your eyes on him so that he can show you how much he can give you in abundance. So patience, I had to learn patience. I had to learn to stay the course and not give up because there was more to life than what I was looking at with my own physical eyes. Today, I can look back and tell you that there has been many instances where God has provided for my life. And I'm thankful for that. So I share this with you so that you can see that sometimes you're in the process and you don't understand why you're going through the pain, but that pain is meant for more. And it's going to give you the answers to so many unanswered things in your life. So, yeah. I think that's what I want to share with you today. I don't want to go over and start rambling on things. I think this is going to be today's message. And I want to share with you that I want to continue sharing more of my story and more of things that have shaped me into being who I am today. And today, what has shaped me into being who I am is being patient. Hi, Delia. That's what has shaped me into being who I am today. And part of it is what helps me conquer each day. I am not perfect, but I am seeking to be what God made me to be on this earth. And I want to share these messages more with you. So I'm going to ask that you comment below and share with me a word that you felt in your heart as you listen to this message that you can apply in your life today that can help you conquer a situation. Because I'm all about helping others become conquerors in their own life. Because at the end of the day, you know, we can conquer our mind. We can conquer our lives if we can just focus on being and overcoming everything that comes our way. So I leave you with that. What will you conquer today? And share below. It helps me understand that I'm on the right path to helping others. And it helps me connect with you in a different way. So be blessed and don't forget to go and be a blessing to other people. Have a good day.